Good morning. Just to have everyone's attention, feel free to keep eating. We're going to start the program. I want to get everyone out by 11:15, but first of all, this is our first breakfast back since COVID in 2 years. I'm pumped to be here. This is the 26th annual Galluccio Associates breakfast. I want to quickly just thank my mom, Cameron, Dawn, Lawam, Kathy, Raquel, everyone who was here early, Brendan, every year. This is a big year to take this breakfast back on track, so I'm really excited. I want to introduce Lawam up. She's going to do the national anthem. Let's give her a big round of applause.
O'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hello, everybody. How are you? Good. Listen, I don't know why I'm here either. We do this every year, and nobody ever likes me, and then I go somewhere else. So let's keep that tradition going and just stare at me for a while, and then I'll be out of your hair. I got to say this. I'm a comedian, by the way. Yeah, so don't, yeah. Anthony just told me I should tell you that in case you went, this is the worst speaker we've ever had in our lives. He doesn't know anything about sports.
What I'm going to talk to you about is I was born and raised in Cambridge. Needless to say, I got a great education. I went to Longfellow School, Cambridge High in Latin, and Mr. Carabino, my 7th grade teacher, he was the one that instilled in me a love of reading and writing. And I was, me and a kid named Joey Fitzmaurice, the late, great Joey Fitzmaurice over on Antrim Street, we used to take a piece of paper and write down, we used to create our own little newspaper. And that's how I got into this business in the 7th grade. Then I get to Latin, and I have Mrs. Schultz and Miss Delaney, and it's all about grammar and writing and love for the language and all that. I also had a baseball coach, Mr. Concession, at Longfellow School, who just oozed the love of baseball. Mr. Carabino oozed the love of baseball. So what I'm saying here is that I have a love of baseball that I was taught by my teachers. I have a love of the language that I was taught by my teachers, which is how I end up where I'm at right now, because it's all I ever wanted to do was write. I love baseball, and it worked out magnificently.
Just real quick history. We'll save some time because Louis isn't here, but I have to say a few words. I'm bummed out that he's not here because we have a history of recognizing folks who've done a lot for sports, but Louis was one of our first recipients when we started Galluccio Associates. We didn't know if anyone would even show up. And if you look at some of the boards, some of the legends that were given awards, and Louis was one of them. Louis was my Babe Ruth coach. He taught me everything that I think is good about my coaching came through Louis. And really, it's not as much about baseball, but giving me a ride to school every morning. Him and Cheryl would go by, taking me out to eat after games. Louis was really more like a family member to us, and he knew what was going on in my house. He knew that my dad had passed away, and I know that was probably one of the reasons that he drafted me, because I got to know him when he was an ump and I was a catcher, and it's personal for us. And the more we know about our kids and what's going on at home, the more we can help. So share that with us. But Louis is everything to me, baseball, and he was one of the people that inspired us to do this breakfast.
I see somebody out in the crowd right now that was going through a very, very tough time in their life, and Louis took him under his wing. And this was a kid who didn't really play baseball, but he took to it. He was a good athlete, but Louis, he's the type of coach that would make sure all the kids that didn't have enough, he made sure they had gloves. He made sure they had hats. He made sure they had cleats. He made sure he'd take them to Armando's, every so often, give them an extra ride, always give them that extra attention, and made kids feel like they were part of that family. And that's really the essence of Louis and what he did through all of his years of coaching. But also he wanted to recognize people who, like himself, worked with kids. And that's when we came up, Anthony, Louis, and I came up with the idea of having Galluccio Associates. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the heart and soul of the program, Nancy Galluccio, who's been at this since we've been at it.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you all for coming. I would like to start by saying congrats to all the other award winners. I am beyond grateful to be receiving this award. I met Julio twice, and it was easy to see how big his heart was. Rest in peace to his kind soul. Having the opportunity to give back to my community is truly a blessing. I hope to be a good mentor in the community, just like many people in this room. Again, thank you all, and let's go Celtics.
Now I'm going to go. We wanted to do a special recognition, as we do every year, in John O'Connor's name, because John just loved kids. Like, John was crazy. He threw his money all over the place. He'd have like 100 interns doing God knows what because he wanted to give money back to the community. And John was just a legend. He'd be down at Corporal Burns playing hoop, and we lost him too soon. So we did an award for John, and we've never forgotten it. And we were like, we want to give an award to somebody who's been there for kids, because it's been a rough couple of years for kids. And Whitey, me, everyone was just like, Nicole. Like, who's more special than Nicole? Who brings something different to the kids? And like, I look at Nicole and I see her up at Ringe and Latin, I'm like, her heart never left Ringe. I remember her as a phenomenal student athlete. She's one of the greatest personalities in the school. But she stayed there, and she keeps inspiring kids and keeps looking out for them. And I mean, I don't think they look at you as a police officer. I think they look at you as a very trusted friend. She, again, great athlete in high school, went on to play 2 sports in college. But we're here to just say thank you to Nicole. We see you. We love what you do with our kids, and we hope you keep doing it for a long, long time. Nicole Pacheco.
I just want to say thank you for the recognition. I've been a police officer at the high school for almost 20 years now. I look out, I see some of my former students who are now adults in their 30s. So I'm very nervous, I'm sorry. Despite what people think, I'm not a public speaker. I just want to thank Anthony, the other recipients. I'm just an honor to be here, and thankful to the parents, the City of Cambridge, school department, the police department for allowing me to do the job as the police officer in the high school, like I like to do. And I need the kids more than they need me, just so you know. But thank you for letting me be part of your village.
We wanted to stop and give a big Cambridge thank you to Coach Mac, McClure Powell. Let's give it up for Mac.
So, I mean, I'm emotional, always. First, I want to thank my family. Cambridge is one of those things where I take into consideration all the time. I travel the world, I travel all over the place, and they ask me where I'm from. I never say Boston, I never say Massachusetts, I say Cambridge. And from being out here, it's one thing is I'm starting to realize it's about your legacy. And being around Galluccio and Pacheco and Whitey and Che and Cara and Gio and LD and everybody, it just shows me that it's about your legacy and about how much you want to, you get out what you put in. And I feel like I've been putting in a lot, and to be up here, it's like when Galluccio called me, I said, me? Like, it was kind of surreal. I used to coach Carlos, and I like I said, I appreciate y'all, and again, thank y'all. Thank you guys for coming. I got a daughter now, and thank you guys.
There isn't anything that Rick Scheingold doesn't do for North Little League, whether it's coach or volunteer or be there for summer games. David Kale's got him announcing every Mayor's Cup. He's on the microphone. And one thing is for sure, the kids are laughing. And Rick is everything that's good in youth sports. Actually, Laura McGaffigan is a huge fan. They're out doing their farm league this morning. but she was one of the prime nominators for you. If you want to smile and you want to have fun, play with, around, or for Rick Scheingold. Rick, come on up, my friend.
So I told Anthony that I'd be very brief. I just want to say thank you, because I wouldn't be here right now if it wasn't for so many people in North Cambridge. All the parents from North Cambridge, very, very helpful. The fellow coaches, Kevin and Tucker and Matt and Chris, and the coaches I learned from, like John Blount, Rick Schwagan, and Billy McGaffigan. And also just want to say thank you to special people like Joe Rogers and David Kale, because I just started last year doing my own team. I had been an assistant all before that, and they were there to answer every single question I had. So, and you might look at Anthony as someone who's very serious, he laughs once in a while, but he's very funny. I asked him one time, Mr. Galluccio, are you running for office? He said, no, I'm running from office.
Shout out to Dwayne Santos, the best. Seriously. Most leagues have somebody like this who does it all quietly, doesn't want any recognition. I remember going back to Pop Warner when we were really struggling, and he'd say, yeah, this is my last year, and first day he'd be there giving out the equipment. He can never walk away. Also, Paloma, shout out to you for helping, past volunteer. Raquel, Brendan, everybody. This year was tough, so I really want to make sure you know we need you. I want all of you to say thank you, and let's give a big Galluccio Associates thank you to Coach Shannon Manning.
Thank you, Anthony, and thank you for having me here. Congratulations to all of those who are receiving awards today. It's an honor to be recognized for coaching, and it's been such an honor to work with inspiring people as I've been here. I want to thank Cara for being someone who has guided me through my entire career here, telling me when I need to lay off a little bit, or that I'm in line for kind of going in hard on the girls. But one of my favorite quotes about coaching is that when one teaches, two learn. And I am so grateful for each lesson I've learned over the past 11 years coaching. I'm sad to step down, but it is what the program needs to get better. We got to start practicing in the off season, and I can do that coaching, but I can't do both. So I'm going to hope to continue to back Cambridge lacrosse. There's no place like Cambridge. Thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Who's better than the Silases? All kidding aside, because they really are a walking entertainment act, aside from just coaching. I'm serious, because it's like, and this guy, he's like, reminds me a lot of myself, because like 1 minute he's tough, 1 minute he's laugh, 1 minute he's a comedian, 1 minute he's a dictator, and I know every night he's like, was I too hard? Should I have not done that? Maybe I'll try this tomorrow. And then you realize you don't have to worry about it, because no one takes us seriously anyway, so we're overthinking it. But Desmond and Omar have gone through the baseball system, and he has been an amazing dad. And the kids are a reflection on that. But so many other kids have benefited from Mr. Silas. And don't think I don't notice whenever I pull up and I see you're throwing pitches to kids that aren't even on your team, whoever's at the park, come on in and play. Whoever needs a ride, how do I get these kids to the game? So you've been a father to a lot of kids in Cambridge, and the Father-Son Award is not just for what you've done for Des and Omar, it's for what you've done for all the kids at Cambridge. I love you. Let's give it up for Mr. Silas.
Thank you. I didn't really prepare anything. I see a lot of people that coach with, a lot of kids out here that I have given rides to and that I have yelled at, and that I try to treat all the kids just like my own kids. All these coaches and parents do the same thing for my kids. We haven't always had it super easy, but I mean, Cambridge is a special place. People have always been supportive of me and my family. I've lived a lot of places in my life, and my father was in the Air Force, so I moved all around. I've been different places all throughout the country, and there's nowhere like Cambridge. The support and the love and everybody looks after each other's kids like they're their own kids, and that's how I was raised, so I try and do the same thing. I will say something funny that Anthony was saying about being kind of a dictator to the kids. We had a game the other night, and the coach couldn't make it, so I stepped in to coach, and Des was catching, and I started riding him. I'm like, you keep these pass balls, you keep giving up, they're just going to keep running on you. And, I was a little bit hard about it, and Emily came up to me and said, you're making the parents in the stands a little uncomfortable because I was being a little hard on them. So after the game, I walked in to Anthony. I said, Anthony, I hope this isn't going to ruin my chances on getting this award. And it didn't. But congratulations to all the other recipients. Thank you to Galluccio Associates, and thank you, Cambridge, and all the parents and the kids for welcoming me and my family as one of your own. Thank you.
We want to give a big thank you to Jimmy Seltvitella. Come on up, Jimmy.
Thank you. Just want to say thank you to Anthony for today and all he's done for the Cambridge community. He mentioned Jill, but shout out to Jill Gorski. She is the heartbeat of East Cambridge baseball. If you drive by Donley Field on the weekend and it's hotter than 50 degrees, you will see her swarmed by a flock of little kids in Farm League. And if you're there later in the day, she will be there with the minors and majors. So I'm in awe of your dedication. East Cambridge is thriving, and she's a big part of that. So thank you, Jill. My wife and I have been here for about 15 years and just really embraced the East community. I'm just fortunate enough to spend time and coach with the Adams and Ricos and Henrys and Sebastian, and we always kind of had the same vision. It was never really about winning. Now, I do want to say that this award is not indicative of winning percentage because we always played on terrible teams, but it was never about winning. It was never about making the Mayor's Cup. It was about developing skills and having fun. And I think coming out of COVID, realizing how important it is to be active with a community of people that you really care for, and that's really what it's about. I think I get just as much out of it as the kids do. I remember the first year with Adam, we had a great kid that's still at East Cambridge, Moses, and he had the best glove and arm on the team, and no matter where we put him in the infield, the ball would never go to him. And we just realized that it's not necessarily about putting your best hitter at cleanup. Sometimes as adults, we overthink it. It's giving kids opportunities to shine and putting them in a position to succeed. I love the fact that Paula is now coaching my son, and I can enjoy baseball from the other side of the fence as a fan and not necessarily a coach. I've worked with my 3 kids through different levels of East Cambridge baseball, and now I'm lucky enough to coach Adeline and Cambridge softball. And I've learned a couple things. One is their chants are way cooler than baseball. And the other, spending so much time and being spoiled at Donley and seeing what's going on at, the various baseball fields throughout the city. Danahy is screaming for help, and the softball, needs as much acknowledgement as baseball. Next week, there'll be hundreds of people going to the Mayor's Cup, which will be fantastic, but I hope as Adeline gets older that more energy and resources will be channeled into girls softball. So thank you.
This year, Luan Mahari has been phenomenal. We had a Zoom call the other night. I think almost every scholarship winner came on that call. They're all here today. Attendance is mandatory. Coach Shannon, that's how we roll. A couple of the students, one has a track meet, and I think one other had a very good excuse, but other than that, everyone's here. So I'm gonna I'm going to bring them all up.
I'm David Tuccinardi, and I'm going to Bentley University next year.
Hello, my name is Sabrina Xing, and I'm deciding to go to UMass Boston for nursing.
My name is Abdi, and I'm attending American International College.
My name is Alex Leaf, and I'm playing soccer at Endicott College next year.
Hi, my name is Mikhaili, and I'll be attending Bucknell University.
My name is Elias, and I'm attending Bridgewater State.
Hello, my name's Raheem. I'm attending UMass Boston.
Hi, my name is Remy Williams. I'm going to Fitchburg State University.
Hi, my name is Layla Clark, and I'm going to Colby College.
My name's Dante Christie, and I'll be going to Franklin Pierce University.
Hi, my name is Shanira Begum. I'm going to UMass Amherst for nursing.
Hello, my name is Ashraf, and I'll be playing soccer at St. Mike's College.
Hey everyone, my name is Alon Mahari, and I'm going to Harvard University.
Hi, my name is Imari Blackman. I'm going to Clark University.
Yeah, I'm Hiba Daif, and I'm going to Boston University next year.
Hi, I'm Janae Santos, and I'll be attending Salem State University.
My name's Kira White, and I'll be joining the Carpenters Union.
My name is Nathan. I'm going to Mass Bay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. Honestly, that's one thing I'd say. If you can bring another coach up, a younger coach, someone that can fill your shoes that's what it's all about. And I've been pumped to work with Phil, Teddy, Carlos, but let's keep digging back to our former players because the future is probably not us, my friends. So let's keep getting them. We'll see you next year at the 27th annual Galluccio Associates Breakfast. Thank you, everybody.